So it's not exactly a secret that I don't like Bangkok either. If you watched the last video, I said pretty much the same thing regarding Marrakesh. However, Bangkok, I've got to say, is probably my favourite fibre wire only route, mainly because it's so difficult trying to think of a good way to get Ken. And as I've said in the other videos, I've been using the Karma in these routes, mainly because it's a nifty little gadget to bring out, but also it was a little bit new at the time, so I wanted to try and experiment with it. And I've got to admit, it really does come in handy here. I think it's probably a deal changer as far as it gives you a way to isolate him, so we'll get onto it. So, starting at the default starting location, as I have done in every video, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and get Jordan. So, we'll just pass Ken and the bodyguard Otis, and yeah, we're going upstairs. We go this way because there's a camera on that doorway to the left, so we're basically avoiding that. At this point, get the gun out, the Karma, just so that you don't have to deal with it later. Just do it before you pass the guards, no problem. Okay, so we're going across the... I don't know what you call it. I call it the rooftop, I suppose, but it's a bit of a weird thing to call it, really. So yeah, it's just that little area up ahead. We're going to throw the fire extinguisher just to get the hotel staff guy to turn around. He'll go to look at it. That gives us time to shoot out the camera, and we're just going to run through the area. We're going to then use the Krugermite, and we're going to shoot near the feet of those two gardeners. This way we can just run across the area and they'll be too frightened to actually bother about who we are. Okay, so again, another camera here. Take that out. And this is a bit of a... I wouldn't say it's inconsistent, but it can be unreliable that guy will go and investigate the gunshot. It's as if he thinks it's a bullet distraction, so he goes upstairs to look for where I've sent it. It's not random, but you can sometimes get it to work and sometimes not. At this point I'm shooting the fire extinguisher. I want to create an explosion. That means that I can run through this room without anyone wondering who I am. We're going to leave the briefcase there. The reason for that is the guy in this room will take the briefcase away and we don't have to worry about that. He'll be out of the room for the rest of the route, or at least as far as while we're up here. So yeah, climb the pole, pretty obvious that. And just in the room ahead there's going to be two of Jordan Cross's bodyguards. So at this point we've just got to wait a moment because they're going to go into the room next door. We need to wait for them to come back. So unfortunately this is a bit of an iffy part. Whilst we're waiting we're going to go and grab a crowbar. It's just on one of the little stacks of stuff that they've been leaning near to, so just walk forward, pick the crowbar up and return to where you were. It's like I say, this wasn't exactly easy to come up with because I could have done a route that involved going upstairs. The trouble with doing that though is it's a long way back, whereas if you do this route there's minimal running back, which is what I wanted. I want to be able to go to Ken pretty fast after I've finished Jordan, and I do believe that works. You have to be careful in this area. That guy can have really annoying head turning, so just be careful. So once you're in the room, open up the door. I'll be honest, I was checking just because I thought that guy, as you can see, he did come to investigate, so I was just basically waiting for him to go back. Stop being a bloody nosy beggar. Anyway, as soon as he goes back to his normal position, we're going to throw the crowbar into the room and it will draw one of the bodyguards in here. Now, we don't necessarily need to get rid of one of them because they're annoying, but it's more a case that if you get rid of one of them, the other one won't come into the room, so basically the room is empty. What we don't want is leaving them both alone, and then once we've killed Jordan, running into the room and they're both here waiting for us. So this just allows a little bit of predictability. So that's the only reason we're knocking him out. We're going to just drag him into the closet and won't have to worry about him now, or the other one. So at this point we just need to be able to get into the recording booth. So what we're going to do, shoot a few bullets to spook these two. It can be a little bit random where they go, so really you just want to try and get into the recording booth as fast as you can. You really do have to wait here on the left hand side. It's possible on the right, but I would go the left. Simple reason being the door opens this way, so if any of the guards decide to come and look inside for whatever reason, the door should cover you. I wouldn't advise going the right hand side. I've done that when I'm exiting, but that is more because I need good cover. So yeah, stick to the left. So at this point we're just waiting for Jordan, and as you can see on the minimap he is on his way, so it isn't a long wait, it's actually very convenient as far as routing goes. So yep, we're just going to wait for him to come inside. He does sometimes stall in the doorway, so if that happens just wait for him to come in, don't just walk in front of his path. And yeah, nice fibre Rooney, and we're done there. So we've just got to basically get out the room, and obviously there are two guys outside now. So we're going to do the same method again to get out. We're going to use the Krugermite and we're just going to spook them again. This is where I can't guarantee similar success. I do believe you can get the same success, but I can't guarantee it for the simple reason it all depends where these guys go. As you can see, this one here chose to be annoying, so I ended up just thinking on the spot. I got the crowbar, banged him on the head, and continued dragging Jordan. I have had playthroughs which were a bit cleaner than this, but it's like I say, you just can't guarantee where the crew guys are going to go. So my advice would be, if you come to a situation like that, obviously knock the crew member out, but preferably try and get a turn where the crew member doesn't come into the room. So yeah, it's very hit and miss with that, because obviously the NPCs are going to just run randomly. You can't guarantee where they're going to go. So yeah, unfortunately, I was lucky there, but it could have ended up a lot worse. Anyway, just going back downstairs, as you can see, that guy isn't in the room, so that's a big plus, because it means we can just wait in there for a moment. We don't have to hide behind him or knock him out or anything. It's all sorted out here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the note from this crew guy. So just edge forward a little bit so that you're not completely in the line of sight. So I think actually he's in the bathroom at the moment. That's what I'm stalling over. So yeah, as soon as you know he's back in the room, just line up your shot and trank him. So at this point I also put the pool ball on, just so that if I run the room I'm not carrying a weapon. So yeah, just run in. Make sure that guy isn't an enforcer, because if you run in and he hasn't sort of registered that's an unconscious body, you will get caught. So wait until he stands up, that is important. But yeah, once you've done that, just run out of the room fast as you can, get onto the rooftop. Now, this bit I'm calling optional, but I would recommend it. And you've got to shoot that camera, that's important, otherwise you're not going to be able to place the note. You're going to have to use instinct to see that, by the way. The other bit though, try and shoot Ken once. It isn't exactly easy, but if you shoot Ken once, it'll slow his route down, gives you enough time to get downstairs, because as that stands, Ken is just about to go to the desk. Now, if that's the case, then it means Ken's got a whole cycle before he turns up again downstairs in the laundry room. Whereas if you just shoot him getting into lockdown, then it means by the time you've put the note in, he'll go to the desk. So it just slows things down just that little bit that you need. So again, it all depends how fast or slow you've gone, so you might be going a bit quicker or a bit slower than I am, and if that's the case you might not need to do the gunshot. So entirely optional, but if you're in a similar situation to myself, I would advise it. Anyway, as you can see at this point the camera's been taken out, so all we've got to do is put the note down and we're going to make our way to the laundry room. Now the only way I know to do that is through the outside, so we're just going to go down here. Got past the guys talking about Abel de Silva, I think that's who it was anyway, one of the drummers, or oh no, it was the guy talking about the note, that was it. That many little mission stories in Bangkok when you think about it. Anyway, through the door, just try and take it easy just so that no one sees you walk in. There's a camera up ahead, so we're going to take that out. Just line your shot up, make sure the guards can't see you. Now, I wouldn't knock them out yet personally, so I'd just sneak around them, because you've got to make sure you're in the room for Ken. So to the right, just try and make sure the maids aren't looking at you. If it does happen that they're looking your way, well that one there on the right hand side is looking your way, just throw a coin or something from your inventory, get her to turn around. Same at this point, you got a guard there, make sure he's looking away from this door before you move. Now again, this is where the NPCs are really on set patterns. There's a guy who pretty much circles that room. If he's looking your way, just hold fire, take your time, don't rush it. So you've really got to get your timings quite spot on. This is why I'm proud of this route, because even though I hang around a little bit at this point, Ken's on his way. So I don't think I could have got this route much tighter. So yeah, I'm giving myself credit for this. I'm curious what other people think, because I think it is a good use of the karma. I think it's a good use of Ken's route, because I don't think many people take him out suit only in here. So yeah, I go back to it. I'm curious what people think. Leave me a comment. If you think I could have done something to make it quicker or more efficient, let me know. But otherwise, I am curious. So as you can see, I am waiting still. There's not that much of a wait. It's just that, unfortunately, I have sort of slowed him down a bit too much at this point. I mean, if I hadn't shot him, he would have already gone round in a circle, so he wouldn't have been anywhere near coming down yet. So yeah, I'm giving myself a little bit of credit, but unfortunately can't speed it up anymore. It's where it would have been nice if I could have done something just to pass the time. I mean, I've knocked out that gardener just so that I've got a nice easy place to hang around and lay low, as it were. But it's not like I could do anything in the other room next door or anything, so yeah, just gotta wait for Kenny Boy to come in. And here he is. So this is a bit of a mechanic that I'm not happy about. I can understand completely the logic of what happens here, which is that Ken asks for privacy, the bodyguard goes outside, that's all good. What does annoy me is that, as you're going to see, Otis the bodyguard is going to walk out. As soon as I take a few steps forward, he comes back in. It's as if he has a sixth sense that you are going to do something to Ken, and he thinks, right, I'm just going to stand by Ken and watch him. So, like I say, we're just going to watch 47, just take a few steps forward. We're going to take a few steps back straight away, because Otis comes straight into the room to see what's going on. I just don't like it. I think there is no way he could know. So this is why I've got the karma again. We're going to use it on Otis from here, and then immediately going to fibre wire Ken. So I was lucky he didn't see the body, but even if he had seen the body, I do believe he would have had enough time to fibre wire him before he could raise the alarm sufficiently. So yep, I am quite proud as this one turns out. So once you're done, through the door, do all fire just in case that guy I mentioned is doing his little patrol. So as you can see, he's just looking this way, and I think what I ended up doing is sort of looping around him, so I was literally on his coattails. He was a little bit annoying for that reason, because he shouldn't be that hard to navigate around, but he was proving a bit of a pest. As you can see, I was trying to go across him, if you like, but then I could see him circling, so I'm like, he's not hard, he was just proving a bit annoying. So yeah, just take your time, don't get caught by him, because if anything, he's one of the last hurdles, you don't want to get caught by him. Same thing, just make sure the guy, the security guard isn't looking, and once again, make sure the maid isn't looking. Sorry, I'm chuckling to myself here, because that's quite a few I'm saying make sure they aren't looking, but it is as simple as that. It's the last hurdles, you just don't want to get caught by these, so just take your time, make sure they aren't there. It's like here we've got the security guard, so he does hold us up a little bit. It's where I make sure you always shut doors behind you, because in this instance, if I hadn't, he would have probably seen me through the doorway. So small things, but it's always worth keeping in mind. At this point, I really wish I got another karma, because I would have just used the karma on the two guards and I would have walked out. Instead, I've just got to wait until they split up. So I've got 2 soda cans. I'm going to just wait for the guard to go to his second point, where he's by the door where the maids are, and I'm going to knock them both out. So 1 soda can there, boop, and 1 thrown there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying JJ's Productions, and I'll be back with another video for Colorado very soon. Thank you very much. Bye for now, folks.
Yes, wonderful.